Right now, Uw-Madison students are petitioning to stop the university from allowing a recently suspended professor from returning to campus. We'll tell you why they're concerned.
And the fate of Jacob Davenport is in the hands of the jury. We'll hear his testimony and the latest evidence. Plus, a scary situation for an Uber driver whose passenger put him in a chokehold and caused a crash. Police are looking for help finding the suspect.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Thank you for joining us tonight. More than 800 students, faculty, alumni, and community members are signing a petition condemning a former UW professor's actions and calling on the university to change its mind about bringing him back.
Amy Reed joins us now to explain what else the petitioners want here. Amy?
This comes after the UW's engineering dean said Dr. Akbar Saeed would come back to campus after a 2-year suspension, this time doing administrative work in the dean's office. But these petitioners said Saeed should have been fired after the environment he created 3 years ago.
It's been 3 years since John Brady worked on campus in the College of Engineering. Since his death by suicide in October 2016, the UW investigated and suspended Brady's lab director, Akbar Saeed, after finding he violated the policy on hostile and intimidating behavior. This January, Saeed will be back on campus, but a petition from the labor union for UW graduate researchers hopes otherwise. So far, hundreds have signed on, condemning Saeed's behavior and petitioning he not return at all, saying in part, the news of Dr. Saeed's return has caused deep concern about the safety of students on this campus. We believe Dr. Saeed's behavior was grounds for dismissal, and we're unsatisfied that this was not the punishment he received. The petition also asks for a new investigation, which a spokesperson for the UW said won't happen unless new allegations come up. They said a 2-year suspension is a significant sanction. In addition, the provost required counseling for anger management and outside oversight upon his return. Since 2016, the university has instituted new policies aimed at protecting its students, particularly graduate researchers. They've hired more mental health providers and a prevention specialist. The College of Engineering has hired an assistant dean of graduate affairs and started training all staff on addressing hostile and intimidating behavior. The dean of the college sent out a letter Thursday saying Saeed won't be teaching for at least the spring semester, instead doing administrative work in his office. He said that assignment will remain until he, the department chair, and provost have adequate measures to prevent potential harm to students.
We've reached out to the authors of this petition, but they didn't get back to us. At the end of their letter, they said their demands can help provide long overdue justice for John Brady, honoring the impact he had on all of them in the department.
Amy, thank you.
To weather now. Felt good to finally be above freezing today. Let's check your first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, that lasted for about a whole 7 hours. We got to freezing for the first time in over almost 5 days when our temperature hit 32 degrees at 10 a.m. But you can see after topping out at 40, our temperatures have gone back down. So as we check out the high temperatures across southern Wisconsin, actually Madison topped out at 41 degrees, but now our reading has dropped all the way down to 30, and we've actually had a weak cold front come through. So temperatures by morning will be in the middle 20s with partly cloudy skies. For tomorrow, look for mostly cloudy skies, but a quiet day. High temperatures will be in the upper 30s. Later, we'll take a look at a forecast that includes some snow, maybe mixed with rain on Sunday, but temperatures in the 40s by Tuesday and Wednesday as well.
Gary, thank you. Madison police have arrested a suspect in connection to a shooting outside an Eastside bar last month. Police say there was a dispute inside Club Lamarck on Stoughton Road near Truax Field. The fight continued outside, and a 36-year-old man was shot. Police arrested 32-year-old Donald Lewis on a tentative charge of first-degree intentional homicide. Violent Crimes Unit detectives say DNA they pulled from the crime scene matched Lewis at the time of his arrest inside a convenience store. He had a handgun in his pocket. A second handgun was recovered from his home. A Rock County jury is currently deciding the outcome of a homicide case.
They'll determine whether Jacob Davenport is the person who killed James Thompson this past February. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter was there when Davenport testified today. Adam?
Yeah, Eric and Charlotte, as of yesterday, it was unclear as to whether Jacob Davenport would testify as a witness in this trial, but today he did as the final witness in his murder trial.
Today, the main suspect in a murder this past February in the city of Beloit took the stand to testify on his own behalf. Jacob Davenport, who prosecutors say is responsible for shooting James Thompson, argued today that's not true.
Did you kill James Thompson?
No, I did not.
I have nothing further for the witness.
In the days following Thompson's death, Davenport left Wisconsin to go to Texas. He argues that was to meet with family and escape his addiction to drugs.
I was having a real hard time with the drugs. I was trying to separate myself from the drugs. I had made that aware to multiple different people.
Prosecutors asked him to explain several messages he sent around that time, including one which they say references security footage they argue he appeared in.
Mr. Atwood said, blurry, no worry.
Yeah, but I don't recall what that was about.
You don't recall if that had anything to do with sending Mr. Atwood the video from Sagalon of the killer of Mr. Thompson?
I'm positive that it's not.
Prior to the jury deliberating, the final arguments made, with prosecutors arguing there's enough evidence to link Davenport to the scene, and the defense saying cell phone records prove otherwise.
Davenport also argued the messages he sent that were shown in court this week were taken largely out of context. Both sides are hopeful the jury will come to a decision tonight, and we'll keep you updated if they do.
All right, Adam Duxer in Rock County. Adam, thank you.
New video now of a fight involving the man who kidnapped Jamie Kloss and killed her parents. This happened in a New Mexico prison in August. Another inmate reportedly asked Jake Patterson about his case and told him to leave their pod because of what he's done. A prison sergeant stopped the brawl by firing off a beanbag shotgun. Patterson was placed in restrictive housing. A 61-year-old man accused of throwing acid on a Latino man's face in Milwaukee will undergo a psychiatric evaluation to determine whether he can assist in his criminal defense. Clifton Blackwell is charged with first-degree reckless injury. Before the attack, he's accused of accusing the victim of being in the country illegally. The case is being prosecuted as a hate crime, which could mean Blackwell could face a longer jail sentence.
The initial appearance for an inmate who allegedly threw human waste at a prison guard has been rescheduled because of inaccurate dates in the criminal complaint. Terrence Grissom is accused of throwing a milk container filled with feces and urine at a correctional officer. He appeared in court today over a video call. Grissom is now being held at the Waupun Correctional Institute. Grissom had not yet received a copy of that criminal complaint before today.
It appears to have a number of material errors in dates and years that need to be corrected. So I am going to have an initial appearance scheduled at a different date.
Now, the judge is allowing the state to make those corrections to the criminal complaint and refile. We don't know at this time when the rescheduled appearance will take place.
New at 6, Madison police are looking for a man who tried to attack an Uber driver after the Badger game last weekend.
Rose Schmidt tells us about their investigation. Rose?
Yeah, police tell us this was a pretty scary situation for that 22-year-old Uber driver who says a man and 2 women got into his van and the man started to assault the driver. It happened in the 1300 block of Regent Street near Camp Randall around 6 o'clock Saturday evening. Police say the man took a seat behind the driver and put the driver in a chokehold, causing him to black out. While the driver was unconscious, his van accelerated, jumped a curb, and hit a traffic sign. The 3 passengers got away, and the driver called 911 when he was alert again.
He wasn't badly injured. He did go to the hospital to get checked out. He was having a little trouble swallowing and really showed some signs of strangulation. But fortunately, he's okay, and now we're just trying to figure out who was that man who got in the back of his Uber.
The driver says he has no idea why that man assaulted him, and the passengers canceled the Uber ride, so he doesn't have a record of who ordered it on the app. But Madison police are working with Uber to try to identify the people who ordered that ride. Witnesses describe the attacker as white, 6'3", tall with a beard, and he was wearing Badger gear. If you have any information, please call Madison Area Crime Stoppers.
Rose Schmidt reporting. Rose, thanks.
Commissioners in a rural northeastern Wisconsin county say they're sending a message to politicians to, quote, keep your hands off our guns. Florence County has declared itself a Second Amendment sanctuary. The non-binding measure gives the sheriff the power to exercise discretion to not enforce any, quote, unconstitutional firearms law.
Sun Prairie police say they were able to find a missing man using a drone. Early Thursday morning, an officer saw a suspicious vehicle on O'Keefe Avenue that was unoccupied with the engine running and the door open. They discovered the driver's family hadn't seen him in the past 12 hours. Police used a drone's thermal imaging technology to find the 57-year-old lying in a culvert. They believe he had experienced a medical emergency.
Next at 6, Dane County's 2020 budget includes funding to help more high school graduates get their driver's license.
And there's more local news ahead. The city of Madison trying out a new parking layout. It's meant to protect bicyclists. We'll show you how it works tonight on News 3 Now at 10. The holiday season kicking off this weekend in downtown Madison. The Central Business Improvement District's seasonal celebration, Shine on Madison, is Saturday. There's a holiday light celebration, window display competition, and winter night market. The displays turn on at 6:08 Saturday. That's a nod to the 608 area code. The Packers will sign autographs in exchange for donations supporting the Salvation Army. Over the next 5 weeks, players will sign autographs on Monday nights in the Lambeau Field atrium. Fans are asked to donate a minimum of $20. Quarterback Aaron Rodgers has pledged to match each donation up to $50,000. A reminder that alternate side parking is now in effect through mid-March.
You'll need to park your vehicle on the even side of the street tonight because tomorrow is the 16th. And if you still have leaves that need to be collected, the slight weekend warm-up might make your yard work a little easier. The city asks you put your leaves, weeds, and trimmings in a pile on the curb, not in the street. According to the city's interactive map, crews have been working on the southwest side, and pickups are still pending on the east and west sides. You can go to cityofmadison.com/yard waste for more information. Today, Dane County Executive Joe Prairie signed the $663 million 2020 budget that prioritizes funding for mental health, human services, and conservation. Prairie signed the budget at Operation Fresh Start. It's a nonprofit organization that helps young people earn their high school diploma and learn how to do construction and conservation work. The county is partnering with Operation Fresh Start, investing $52,000 to help high school graduates get their driver's licenses.
When I was in school, driver's ed was free, it was in school, it was just something you did. And so it was a level playing field. Everyone had a driver's license. Today, it costs about $450 to take driver's ed. So what that does is it excludes people whose families can't afford that.
The county is also spending $1.5 million for a new grant program to provide mental health and addiction recovery services, $6 million to flood prevention efforts, and $4 million to conservation efforts.
Uw-Madison researchers are working to develop a smart toilet to help you track your health. Scientists say urine contains a history on a person's nutritional habits, exercise, medication use, sleep patterns, and other lifestyle choices. They say it also contains metabolic links to more than 600 human conditions. They're working to design a simple, cheap model that could send the information to your smartphone or your smartwatch.
That's an interesting
Yeah,
concept.
we'll keep an eye on that story. Coming up in sports, high school football teams are a win away from Camp Randall. Melissa Kim live at Oconomowoc. Madison Memorial gets ready to take on Muskego.
And quiet weather to start your weekend, including a bit of a warm-up, but we could see flurries or freezing drizzle on Sunday. Gary has the details next in your First Alert forecast.
Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti joining us now, and it was only for a few hours, but boy, it felt good.
I mean, I got out of bowling at about noon, and the sun was shining.
It's like springtime.
Yeah, it almost smelled like springtime because, you know, we had the snow so early, and it's starting to melt a little bit when temperatures get above freezing. So, kind of had that spring feeling in the air today. But it was 111 straight hours, almost 5 full days, where our temperature stayed below freezing, beginning at 7 p.m. Sunday evening and lasting until 10 a.m. this morning. But that's over with. Temperatures got up above freezing for a little bit, and then they fell back below freezing, and that's where they are now. But over the next 10 days, our high temperature getting closer to the average, which drops from 44 to 39 over that 10-day period. So we'll be in the mid to upper 30s over the weekend into Monday, then low 40s by Tuesday and Wednesday. And yes, that would be above average should that happen. That would be the first time since October 27th that we've seen temperatures at or above normal. Then temperatures upper 30s for Thursday and Friday, and maybe low 40s again by the following weekend. So 3 things to know in the forecast. Cloudy but dry for tomorrow. Temperatures a little bit cooler. We've actually had a weak cold front come through. Sunday, we have a chance of precipitation. Right now, it looks like light snow, maybe mixed with a little rain in the afternoon. There could be some minor accumulations, mainly north of Madison, where temperatures might be a couple of degrees colder. It'll end as flurries, freezing drizzle, or drizzle Sunday evening. I don't expect any big impacts. Mild conditions or milder conditions with high temperatures in the 40s expected by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. And if we take a look at future track for Sunday, the light precipitation starts coming in, but notice the mix just out west of the Mississippi River. It'll be mainly snow across southern Wisconsin until afternoon, but notice by that time temperatures right around freezing, and then they get above freezing, so that might mix some rain in with the snow, and again limit any accumulations to areas north of Madison where temperatures will stay closer to freezing for the longest period of time. Doppler track, very quiet across the upper Midwest. Even though it'll be cloudy for tomorrow, not expecting any precipitation. Live view from the Edgewater Sky Cam in downtown Madison. Just partly cloudy right now. High today made it up to 41 after starting out at 23, so closer to the averages of 44 and 29. We're 30 now. The air is calm. The wind chill, no wind chill really to speak of with the air being calm. But the upper level winds now flattened out and are coming in from a more westerly direction, so we're not seeing those big prolonged shots of much colder air. So the cold front that came through is more of a wind shift than anything else. The coldest air is east of that high pressure system, and that's over Ontario, Canada. Temperatures here, 20s and 30s on the other side of that front, 40s, even some 50s out into Nebraska and Kansas. But on future track, things pretty quiet for tonight. Then look for more clouds as we head into the weekend, and that will lead to a chance for some light rain or snow by Sunday. So our forecast for tonight, partly cloudy skies, low temperature at 24. Then for tomorrow, a high of 38, just mostly cloudy skies during the day. Again, on future track, clouds start thickening up later on tonight, lows mid-20s, high temperatures tomorrow, in the upper 30s. For tomorrow night, look for more clouds, maybe some flurries by morning, lows in the upper 20s, high temperatures in the middle 30s on Sunday. 7 to 10 day forecast, yes, there are 40s in the forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday, a little colder Thursday and Friday, and then back to the 40s for the weekend.
The Badger football team is going to do some scoreboard watching tomorrow, while Madison Memorial tries to book a trip to Upset City tonight. Let's do sports playoff style next. State football semifinal action kicks off tonight across the state. And the last Madison City school to make it this far, the Madison Memorial Spartans, back in 1984. They match up with Muskego tonight. Melissa Kim borrowed my coat without asking, and she joins us live from Oconomowoc with a preview of the Division I game.
Listen, it was really cold, Kevin. I had to steal this off of your chair today, okay? I know you love the pink coat and all. Anyways, like you said, the Madison Memorial Spartans trying to do something that no Madison City school has done in 35 years, that is make an appearance at Camp Randall. Now, the last time, like you said, that they did it, they beat Manitowoc in 1984. And the last time Madison City School actually won a state title, you got to go all the way back to 1977. That's when the West Regents beat Stevens Point 19-14. So a big matchup tonight. Both these teams undefeated. The Spartans led by Jason Sinetti, the quarterback, who's been doing a lot both on the ground and in the air. So it should be a good one here tonight in Oconomowoc. Other teams we're looking at tonight, Wanakee in Division II, trying to make their first state appearance since 2017. They won it that year. They will face Waukesha West in Division III. DeForest, the undefeated team this year, they will face New Berlin Eisenhower. In Division IV, River Valley trying to make it to Camp Randall for the first time since 2016. They're taking on Catholic Memorial tonight. And in Division 5, Prairie du Chien, representing our area, they will face Lake Country Lutheran. And last but not least, we got to give some love to the small schools in Division 7. Blackhawk is the defending state champion. They are undefeated this season. They've been blowing out pretty much everyone that has come across their path in their route to the state championship game at Camp Randall. They'll try to make their third straight appearance there. They're facing Lourdes Academy. Of course, we'll have the highlights tonight. Maybe not with a pink jacket on, but Kevin and I will see you tonight on Prep Mania. Kevin, back to you in the warm studio.
Thank you very much. Can't wait. See you tonight at 10 o'clock. Well, after Saturday's win over Iowa, Wisconsin head coach Paul Chryst was asked if he'd be cheering for Iowa this weekend when they play Big Ten West leading Minnesota. Chryst laughed and said, "I'm going to worry about us." It's a good place to start. The Badgers' margin for error slim with 3 games to go in the regular season. Now, if the Badgers lose and the Gophers win tomorrow, Minnie clinches the Big Ten West. Wisconsin running back Jonathan Taylor is going to do his part and glance at the conference scoreboard.
I'm always a fan of college football, so, regardless of, what the circumstances are, I'm always watching other games. But only thing we can really focus on each and every single point is our games. Whatever happens in other games, we can't really control that. So that's the least we can do is do what we can do is control our games.
Oh, the internet's still ablaze with reaction on both sides of what happened last night in Cleveland. Browns defensive end Myles Garrett takes Steelers quarterback Mason Rudolph to the ground. Scrum ensues. Rudolph tries to get Garrett's helmet off. The opposite happens, and then bad things happen. Garrett slams it on his head. The NFL has suspended Garrett indefinitely, still looking into, ouch, the matter. Football, first round NCAA tournament, Wisconsin hosting Milwaukee first half. Off the giveaway, Cameron Bigalski to Danny Rhodes, 12th goal of the season. Badgers up 1-0 now in the second half. The winner of this plays the winner of Duke and Utah in the second round. It's 2 Wisconsin schools. You got snow on the soccer field. It's not like you brought Arizona up here, Southern Cal. Like, what is this white stuff? So nothing says soccer like snow, Gary.
No. Let's get rid of it. I'll be all for that. High temperature today, 41. So we did melt a little bit of snow, but we're back down to 30 degrees right now. Over the next 7 to 10 days, our temperatures mid to upper 30s over the weekend. Some light snow Sunday, maybe mixed a little rain. Hopefully we're not going to add anything we have into the ground, but we should start melting a little bit more as we head into next week with highs in the 40s, especially Tuesday and Wednesday, and mild weather for the following weekend, or milder for the following weekend.
Well, we'll rejoin Kevin and Melissa tonight. They'll tell us how those high school football teams did with Prep Mania tonight at 10.
Thank you for joining us. Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.